welcome to the Psychic Side. It's Tuesday and it's March 5th. We are in Super Tuesday here in the United States, and so we'll see what happens later on today. But thank you for joining me here on the A1R Psychic Radio Network, Moonstruck TV, and Enlightening Television. You know, we're still privileged to be the #1 psychic radio network on Earth. So I'm your host, John Cappello, and I'm a psychic medium, kind of an intermediate astrologer. I talk a lot about astrology on our program. Today, I'm going to focus on that again, but I want to tell you a couple of things before we get started. I was in Oklahoma over the weekend, had a little problem with my little hotel room. I got robbed. It's interesting because nothing major was stolen, but you know, it's just one of those things. But it's that Pluto thing that's on top of my sun right now, and it's in the 8th house, and so it's interesting. So I kind of have my radar up for things. So it's interesting because you need to look at your chart, and you need to be aware of things that are going on in it because this stuff, it works. So, it's always interesting. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit more about one of the degrees of every sign. I'm going to talk about 0 degrees. Last week, not last week, but the week before, we talked a little bit about the 29th degree of a sign and how those people who have their sun on the 29th degree of a sign, they're going to do something. They're going to put a lot more energy into the energy of that particular sign. We talked a little bit about Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley has 29 degrees Capricorn. She's trying to make the most of it right now. She's also a 22 in numerology, which is a master number. And so we'll see how she uses that master number. If she uses it well, great. If she doesn't, it can resonate to a 4 energy. So it's something that astrologers and metaphysicians, we like to know a little bit more about the other disciplines that are out there. And I study them as best I can. But my love is psychic ability and, of course, astrology. Now, last week we had Joy Koff on our program. And she was talking about her new store that's opening up in Bedford, Texas. And they're doing, I guess, more grand opening festivities this week. I'm planning on over there to just check out the store, and hopefully I'll be there soon to do some of my work there. But one little story about Oklahoma. I do aura photos, and I had these 2 really nice young people come in, and I noticed that their root chakra was a little bit out of alignment. And I said, wow, what's going on? Are you moving or what? And they said, yes, we just got orders to move to Alaska. And I said, really, Alaska? They were in the military. And I said, well, it looks like you guys are in intelligence. And they said, no, we're not in intelligence. We help operate the AWACS planes. AWACS is all about intelligence. And I said, be sure to watch out for those Chinese balloons coming over the United States, and their eyes just got lit up. But after seeing their auras, I feel like we're in really good hands with people that smart and that able in those particular positions. So good luck to them in Alaska. So before we get to some of the content of our program today, looks like we have Nell in Nashville who wants a reading. So Nell, are you there?
Hi, yes, John, I am. Thank you.
Okay. You ever listen to the program?
I do, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. That's good. I appreciate it. So Nell, it looks like you've got a lot of stuff going on. Anything going on with a man in your life that you're concerned about? Because it looks just movements, lots of movements. This is something about son moving away or something like that. Well, what's going on with you?
Not necessarily around a man that I'm aware of. I do have a friend that is in jail awaiting a sentence, so it could be around
Oh,
that.
this a male friend or a female friend?
Male.
Male friend. Okay, so I'm sorry, he's going away. Um, what would, well, it does look like he's going to have to spend some time in jail. I do feel like you'll be there waiting for him to help him when he gets out. Um, what is your question about him?
Um,
Here's the
just
thing.
mentally, if everything will be okay. Go ahead. Thank you.
Well, I think everything's going to be okay, but it's up to him whether or not he's learned his lessons. Okay, so that's just it. He's hopefully he will have learned his lesson and be able to kind of get on the right path again. Okay, so
Thank you.
and that's what that's what's coming to me psychically, and so I feel like is he a young man? Is he still a young man?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, it just feels like he needs some discipline in his life, and I'm not saying you can do that. It takes some self-discipline too, but he needs some discipline in his life. He needs a career to look forward to, something that he can place his energies, and something that he can feel like he's accomplished something. Okay, so I don't know what
Okay.
it is that he's waiting for to happen. But unfortunately, I do feel like he is going to have to do some time. It's not going to be his entire life. It's going to be something which is might be a year, might be two. I don't know. Are they saying what to expect?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Well, I wish him the very best, and I admire you for sticking with him, and because everybody needs someone that's going to be there for them no matter what. And it sounds like
Yeah,
you're
thank
it.
you.
It's just that you just be aware that he's it's up to him. Is that okay? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just
Yeah,
saying that.
like actually, yep. It makes very much sense. We all are up to ourselves, right?
That's right. We all have to take care of ourselves, and uh, and we have to make sure we put ourselves in positions so where we can be healthy and successful and do things the right way. So you take care, okay,
Absolutely.
Neil? Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay. So I'll get to Jessica in just a moment for our next caller, but I do want to talk a little bit about um, the next degree that we face after the 29th degree of a sign. You go to the next sign, and you go from the weakest um, point of a sign to the strongest. And some people say that 0 degrees is new karma. They also say that it can be double the energy of the new sign. It's all about new beginnings. And when you have those new beginnings, you have to be careful because it's energy that you're not familiar with. Your soul is not familiar with that energy. And so it experiments. Okay. And so it has to have some wisdom, hopefully from the previous sign that's imparted to it to deal with new things with a little bit of wisdom. So we'll go over those other things in just a moment. All of the different signs, at least what I think they should watch out for when they're encountering 0 degrees. Now, 0 degrees doesn't always have to be on the sun sign. It can be on another planet. It can be moon. It can be Mars, or it can be some other things, other planets in your chart. But it's important to watch for them because uh, they're critical degrees. We say critical degrees because it's kind of where some action is, and it's the beginning of the first decan of any sign, as well, which crystallizes that energy of the sign. But every degree weakens a sign just a little bit, and it gets boosted by the next sign of the element that it's in once it reaches 11 degrees, and then once again when it reaches 20 degrees of a sign, because every sign is 30 degrees. So 0 degrees is significant because those are the truest natives of the sign. It's not that the other people aren't natives. It's just that those people with 0 degrees accentuate that energy. So with that, I want to tell you a little bit about these other signs. And if you're here on the psychic side watching us or listening to us every month, we take these fancy topics and we talk about things that other people don't talk about. So that's why we talk about them, because you just don't hear that on the mainstream media. So we like to do that and give you insight and give you some information that you might not get. But I always recommend to have your chart out and look and see what's going on, whether it's a native aspect or a transiting aspect that you can look at. And the thing about it is you learn so much about yourself, And we had an astrological class in Oklahoma the other day, or last Saturday night. And once we started talking about astrology, your eyes got big. And the 2 hours went by so fast, and they started saying, well, what about this? Well, what about that? I said, well, that'd be the next class. So it was fun. It was just a fun class. And I'm still getting emails from some of those students, but it's nice that they want to stay in touch. So let's go ahead and take our next caller. I hate for her to have to wait too long. Let's see, what is her name? Frederica, is that it? Jessica, excuse me. So Jessica, are you in Florida?
Yes, sir.
So how are you today?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Have you ever looked at your astrological chart?
I can't say that I have.
You can't say you have. Well, you can get a free one done on the internet there, Astro Lab or someplace on. You can just Google it and look at your chart, and it might give you some insights on who you are. What is your birth sign?
Pisces.
Pisces. Okay. Wow. Lots of interesting stuff in Pisces because Saturn is in Pisces right now, and it affects all what we call the mutable signs right now. And the mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So there may be issues around the structure in your life. Now, have you been having some issues in a relationship here recently?
Kinda on and off.
On and off. Okay. It just seems like maybe there's a lack of commitment or there's a lack of structure in the relationship. It just seems to me that Pisces likes to connect with people, but they can be shy also, and they like to have some validation. They like for someone to say, "Hey, listen, I love you, and I want to be with you." And so I feel like you're just not getting the validation that you need out of this particular relationship at this time. Hopefully that'll change.
Right.
But for you, it seems to me like you're thinking about what the future is going to bring for you, because it feels like you're trying to create a new path, or you're trying to create a path that is more solid. Have you done a lot of starts and stops in life?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Have you had to start over more than once in life?
Yes.
Okay, because it just looks like this time you're trying to get on more concrete ground. You're trying to say, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to get that done, and I'm not going to have to worry about that again. I'm hesitant to say this, but it feels like, have you had some issues as to where you're going to live?
Not necessarily. I've got something going on in my life that I need to move forward with, like to get past it. and it's
Okay.
hard when.
Okay. Do you want to tell me what that is, or do you want me to just keep working? Because it just seems like you've got lots of things that you're trying to move forward from. It's like you're
Right.
starting over. Seems like you're starting over again. It
Well,
feels like you're trying to pull out of maybe. Have you had any? You haven't had any alcohol or drug issues around you, have you?
no. My dad, he went missing back in 2019, and we're still trying to locate him, but we know that he's no longer with us. And then
Okay.
my mom passed away back 9 months ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
So,
So like I say, there's just a lot of change around you, and you're just trying to kind of get a grip on things. Does that make sense?
yes.
Okay. Well, I feel like right now it's about looking for support, looking for others to try to be there, trying to maybe regroup the family, because I feel like you've been by yourself a lot. Are you by yourself or isolated?
Most days, yeah, kind of.
Okay, okay. So what do you have a specific question? I'm so sorry you lost your both your parents, your mom, and I'm sorry that your dad went missing. But just know that they did the best they could in life. I feel like you might have been closer to mom than you were dad, um, but uh, but you certainly didn't want your dad to go missing that way. Uh, but um, but
Right.
it just seems to me that you're just trying to get a handle on life right now, and so I would say meditate, pray, and maybe journal, write down some goals, and try to achieve those goals the best you can. It just seems like I said, the structures of your life are being shaken right now, or they have been shaken, and you maybe even with work or with gathering an income, you might have some issues there. So this is the time to write down that budget and get and start moving ahead the best that you can. Do that by yourself first, and as you get more confident, then other people can come into your life. So, do you have a specific question for me today?
Um, the only thing I can think of is, you know, like trying to figure out when it's going to be that I can move forward with my life.
Well, it's like I say, I think you can move forward now if you just sit down and make some goals, attainable goals, and because what I'm seeing around you is just a lack of structure, a lack of things, that a lack of direction, because it just seems like you just need to make a goal and try to achieve it. Because I feel like you haven't had the support you need in order to move forward, so you're going to have to do it on your own. Is that okay?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to do it. It's just that you've been kicked in the head a couple of times here recently in the past year and a half, and now it's time to just kind of get a new orientation and start to move forward. Pisces people are really good with money. Okay, and so this is something for you to start to rat hole money or save money the best that you can, and just be very frugal and start with your income first. Your health seems pretty good, but work with your income, build that, and then you'll see that your future will be a lot brighter. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye. So, our 30 minutes goes quick here. And so what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about the 0 degrees of each sign, and let's try to get that done fast. And so 0 degrees, like I said, it's kind of like new karma. It's the beginning of a new chapter of a native soul. So if you're looking at Aries, they are kind of taking a fresh look at the universe, just everything is new. It's just like a young child that wants to put their hands on everything and just kind of figure out what's going on. It's just that, excuse me, when you are doing that, you must be careful to think before you act. Okay, because it could actually be physically dangerous for you if you're not. So don't be so impulsive. Think before you act. Now with Taurus, it's a little bit different. Yeah, Taurus always likes to acquire things and say, "This is mine. This is mine," and they place a value on everything that they get, and they also test their personal values quite a bit. So they can either wind up being very conservative or reckless. And if they're not careful, they can appear selfish or they can appear to be kind of a hoarder. But that's the negative part of Taurus. We always want to look at the positives of it. And then we want to look at Gemini. Gemini wants to do everything. Okay, Gemini is the one that is the multitasker. And the danger, though, is being a jack of all trades or a Jane of all trades and master of none. And so if you do that, then you're at some point in time you need to learn to choose a set of things you want to do and try to do them well, because Gemini needs more than one thing to do. It's just that you can't do everything. Okay. Now with Cancer. Cancers are the nurturers. They're the ones that want to save the world. They want to help everybody and they want to give everyone a hug. But the problem is that if you do too much with that, you can be taken advantage of. And nothing is more hurtful than having someone take advantage of you when you were just trying to do good for them. So be careful, Cancer, because I know you want to help everybody and you love everyone, and that's very kind of you. But try to be a little discerning when you're helping others. And then Leo likes to be the center of attention. Leo likes everyone to love them, and Leo likes to acquire things like gold, but they like to be flashy. But once again, you can be too flashy. You can be too much of the one that is out there. And if you're not careful, then you might be viewed as a show off. So be careful with that. Now Virgo is an interesting individual because they're often seen as very eccentric. They're either super critical or they are very picky. They can be clean freaks, or they can be some of the most sloppy people that you could ever meet. On the negative side for Virgo, they can either be very frugal or very particular about who they have relationships with, or they can be promiscuous. So you have to be careful with that, Virgo. So it's just something that Virgos have to be mindful of if they have 0 degrees. Libra, they're the socialites of the zodiac. They want to please everyone. They want to say, "Oh, well, let's go here, let's party there." But there's only so much partying that you can do, and so yes, it's nice to wear nice clothes and be the most handsome or most beautiful person of the party, but you also have to use that to your advantage so that you can move forward in life and not just be an ornament. So be careful with that. Now, Scorpio is all about intensity. It's all about passion. It's all about being the one that is maybe sometimes first in line. But if you are always first in line without thinking too much about it, then you can also get burned that way too. But the thing with Scorpio is they're deep individuals, very deep. They're very much people who are soulful people, and so they have to work with that energy there. Then you go to Sagittarius, which is the sign of the zealot, the religious person. Not everybody can be the Dalai Lama, Sagittarius, so just try to keep that in balance as well. Capricorn wants to rule the world, and they like power. So So the thing is, if you have too much power, you can appear to be greedy, or you can appear to be a sociopath. So be careful with that. Aquarius, be careful. Yeah, you're smart, but you're not careful, you're going to wind up in an institution. So be careful with that. And then Pisces, yes, you're the idealist. Yes, you want everything to work out just right, but be careful because you're susceptible to addictions. You're susceptible to things that may not be healthy for you. So this is just a thumbnail of what you might see if you know or you have 0 degrees on one of the planets, especially the sun of your in your chart. And it's something that I know I have. I have a few of those in my chart, which I have to be careful of. But I'm mindful of it, so I feel like I can go. Wait a minute, let's watch this. So so just be careful. It's always good to know your chart because it's a cheat sheet. It helps you with the tools you have to take care of this life. And so with that, I'm going to stop my discussion about 0 degrees, and I'm going to let you know that I'm going to be at Billy Bob's Texas in Fort Worth on Sunday. And if you're in the area, come by and get an aura picture. Come to my gallery. And then the following week, I go back to Houston. So I'm looking forward to doing that. March is a big month for me. And I hope that if you're in the Texas area, that you'll come by and participate in some of the activities. Now, tonight, I have the 3rd class of my Psychic Journeys class. We have 6 students in the class. I'm glad to have them. And we're going to be talking about clairvoyance. And the class is doing really well. And so I'm really pleased about the people that have joined it. Everyone is so sincere and wants to learn, and they're doing well. They're doing well with the exercises. So I'm happy about that. But I'm glad that you're here to join me here on the Psychic Side on the A1R Psychic Radio Network. Be sure to visit the website of Miracles of Joy and purchase something on their site. Remember, the purchase code is, or the discount code is 0223. And so we're delighted that we're able to put this program together for you every week. And I'm very happy that to be a part of this, the A1R Psychic Radio family. You can catch us on YouTube at Moonstruck TV and share our video if you like, especially if you're interested in astrology or psychic development, because I talk about those things all the time. And so next week, I'll have another topic for you. But with that, I want to say so long, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.